This is 100% real. The decal block is finally coming to Piggy build mode. And I'm not just going to be giving you a full sneak preview of how the decal block works, but I'm also going to be showing you one more new block as well. So I've been given early access to the decal block, and this is exactly what it looks like. It's got a little picture frame icon and all that, and it's actually a flat image. It is completely flat. Now, how does the decal block work exactly? Well, there's a little settings icon up here, and this is where you insert your image ID. Now, if you want to find decals on Roblox, you just go to the Create tab on the Roblox page, and they got a list full of decals that you can add, or you can upload your own as well. So we're going to go ahead and take ourselves a decal that I'm going to grab. I'm going to grab one up here. I'm going to paste it inside of this box. And I'm going to hit confirm. And voila, immediately you got your very own image inside of build mode. Look at that. Like, that's just gorgeous. I know all of you people who make those doors maps are gonna absolutely love this. Imagine a real rush or a real ambush inside of your map. But wait a minute, there's a lot more to this. You see, if you take this block, you can actually scale it. You can actually scale the decal blocks as well. So you can make it as large or as small as you want, or you can make it as thin as you want. It is totally up to you on how you want to be able to resize this. Now, you can sometimes resize it going this way, but it's kind of no point. You can't really take the image and stretch it out any forward. That doesn't make any sense. So keeping it here would be best. I think in general you can't really, see, normally you can't, the options aren't even there, because why the heck would you, why would you do that? There's some other things that you can do with this decal block. First, if you go into the settings, there's an option for opacity. So maybe I want to make it at 50% opacity. And now you can see that you can see literally very much through it, like a ghost. Maybe if you want to have like an image of a ghost and make it slightly transparent, you can do something like that. You definitely can. If you set the block to 0, it will make the decal block completely invisible. If you set it to 100, that will make it at full opacity, which means it's going to be fully visible. And that's really cool too. But there's more that you can do with it. You can also use the paint tool to change the tint color of the decal. Check this out again. See, we got giggle right here. Maybe we can change the image color to purple. Maybe we can change the image color to, let's try red. Maybe we can change it to red. You can actually fully repaint images how you want. And each image is gonna have a different effect. Now, if you want the image to be a normal color, go ahead and just go to the very top here and select white. By keeping it as a white color, it's going to keep the block at its completely normal image color. And I think that's really cool. There is one important aspect to this decal block that makes it an absolute game changer. And that's the fact that this block is linkable. You can link anything to this block, and when it's enabled, it will make the decal block appear or disappear. Check this out here. So we're gonna go ahead and set up our player spawn, our Piggy spawn. We're gonna go ahead and start up the game and get ready for this. Check this out. There it is, immediately. Now, this doesn't look like a big deal, but what I'm going to be showing you from the decal block and the cool things you can do from it, it is a major, major deal. But I mean, look at this. You can have any image in the game appear and disappear right before your eyes. Like, is that sick or what? Also, if you change the texture of the block, it will change its reflectivity. So if I choose glass here and paint it, you can see it starts to change very slightly. If I go change it to gravel, you can see it changes really slightly. These are very small things, but in my personal opinion, to make sure light isn't reflecting off of it too much, I recommend that you always set it to neon, so it doesn't have any reflectivity. While the decal block itself is not an offset, it actually goes slightly above the floor and other blocks. So you can basically use it to cover up blocks. So for example, if I take a decal here, make it this big and this large, you got like a decoration you can put on the floor, or you can put them on walls and etc. Maybe you can lay down a carpet or something like that, or maybe you can lay down a sick beat with a disco floor or something, I don't know. So in that same way, it's very similar to notes. So you don't have to worry about putting it in the ground and having a bunch of Z fighting and all that. But did you really think that all I was gonna show you was the decal block? The decal block itself is great, but I got one more brand new block coming to build mode to show you. And that block is the texture block. Now at first you're probably thinking, wow, that looks almost exactly the same as a decal block. Trust me, this is going to have its own set of purposes that you guys are gonna go crazy for. First of all, you'll notice that this is a solid block. Unlike the regular decal block, which is a flat image you can walk through, the texture block is a full-on block. Now, if I go and insert a decal ID on here, you'll notice that it covers the entire cube in decals. Now, you're probably wondering, why would that be useful? Why would I need this block when I have the decal block? Well, first of all, why would you want to have 6 decal blocks put all together? That's going to take a lot of time and a lot of data. If you want to have it where it's on all sides, it's a lot easier. But there's one other thing it can do. You see, unlike a regular decal block, where you can stretch it via scaling, when you scale a texture block, it actually duplicates the decal over and over and over. So you're probably wondering, why exactly would this be useful? Oh, I got one example to show that will answer itself. Let's go ahead and insert this ID, and here it is. Like, is this just trippy to look at or what? You can make fully accurate looking games in build mode. See, if I wanted to do the same thing with decal blocks, my only option would be to do this over and over and over again. That takes up so much time, and that also takes up a lot of data in your maps. The more data there is, the slower your map runs. So instead of having to do all that, oh, also not to mention the fact that if you scale it, it's just gonna make the grass block larger. But with the texture block, you can duplicate these textures as much as you need. And you're probably wondering, Ernie, what's up with the top here? That's not accurate. It's supposed to be grass on the very top. How would you fix that? Well, you just combine the power of the texture block with the decal block by placing the texture block on top of here and then combining it with a brand new texture, which I got here on the side, and you insert it into here, and oh man, things are getting real. Now, albeit you do have to cover the top one block at a time if you really want to recreate the effect, but you know what? I like to cheat a little by doing this, by making it just a little bit larger. Takes up less space, takes up less data, and you know what? It takes a little less time, you know? And it looks pretty similar already. So we're just gonna add all of these directly to the very top here, and oh my god, like, is this magic or what? Like, you got stuff that's in build mode, and then you just have realistic Minecraft grass blocks in the background. And hey, it doesn't have to be Minecraft. It can be from any game with any kind of textures that you want. Maybe you want to have Mario or Sonic the Hedgehog. You can have any of those be fully accurate in build mode. You don't have to sit there and create a whole bunch of offsets in order to recreate something like this when you can just have it at a snap. Now, don't worry, offsets and things like that are going to still have its purpose. In fact, I'm going to show you how to decorate with decals. This is a map that we fully decorated and detailed with decal blocks. You can see here that the floor is utilizing texture blocks to create this arcade style carpet. You can see that we added, we're inside of Five Nights at Freddy's right now, by the way. You can see we added a pizza menu. We got the paper pals on the walls. It's pretty difficult to see with all the links and whatnot. And you can even see that I animated the decals one at a time, very similar to powered block animations, to make it look like Purple Guy is charging towards the players, and when he reaches this area, he basically just kills everybody. All sorts of crazy things you can do with decal blocks. You can even see that in this hallway, we added some FNAF posters, and I did something pretty cool. In most maps, you can normally see a list of notes that give credits, but most of the time people don't usually look at those. But I added a decal credit that actually blends in with the map. You can see that this is like an employee of the month section, but it gives credits to all the builders. I even used these decal animations to make, well, real working GIFs inside of build mode. Now, right now from the preview, it kind of just looks like this, but if you were to see it in action, you can see that the TV actually plays fluidly. Like bringing real videos and GIFs to build mode. Like, is that nuts or what? As for this area you're seeing, I used the real Granny textures in order to recreate, well, Granny. And it looks way more immersive now. And this is probably my favorite area where decals came into the best possible play, which is the Bendy and the Ink Machine area. Having the projectors go off that actually play animations on the walls, and just having all the accurate looking stuff in the game just makes this look so amazing. I even had other couple traps where monsters would chase you, and those were also decals as well. I should also mention that texture blocks can also be recolored to have a color tint, but the only difference is that they don't have an opacity setting. Now the big question is, when are these releasing? And the answer to that question is, it's mainly up to Repainting and Minitoon. I was given early access to these blocks so I could build out this map and show it to Minitoon, and that went over great. But there's still two more things that I want added into Piggy before these decal blocks actually get put into the game. The first one is players who have an account that is less than a month old will not be able to get access to decal blocks unless it's over a month old. And the second thing is a brand new setting that actually works very similar to mute custom audio, which is hide custom decals. You just turn that on, and any map with custom decals, they will just become invisible. My hope is that it's going to come out in the next build mode update. I guarantee it is not going to come out when the Mr. P events and stuff like that come out. I guarantee it's not going to be then. But my best estimate is that it's going to come out in the next big build mode update. But that's not going to happen until Minitoon approves it and Repainting approves of it as well. But trust me here, I'm really pushing to get it in quick. Once those two things are added, of course. But tell me right now, what do you guys think of the decal and texture blocks? What are you going to be using it for first as soon as they release? Let me know in the comments, and when the decal block does release, you bet I'm going to be making a video showing you every trick in the book of how it works. So subscribe!